Hello and welcome everyone, this is Mario. Today I'm riding the 7th stage of the Tour de France 2019 in Pro Cycling Manager. It's going to be the longest stage of this year's Tour de France, 231.6 kilometers long. It's a flat stage, at least the final 100 kilometers or so are completely flat, so a mass sprint finish is expected at the end of this stage. So this stage comes after a stage that brought me kind of mixed feelings. On one hand, I managed to get the polka dot jersey with Julien Alaphilippe, so he's now sitting on the throne of the King of the Mountain. But on the other hand, GC-wise, I completely failed with Enric Mas. He lost over 2 minutes to Geraint Thomas, who is the new GC leader in this Tour de France. And Mas is now over 3 minutes behind in the GC, so we will have a lot of work to do in the next few stages when the mountains come back. The favorites for today are of course the top sprinters in this peloton: Dylan Groenewegen, Elia Viviani, Alexander Kristoff, Peter Sagan and Caleb Ewan. They are the top 5 favorites today, and I will of course try to win the stage with the Italian Elia Viviani. So the riders are now departing from Belfort, going to the finish line in Chalon-sur-Saône. And today I could potentially think about putting Julien Alaphilippe in the breakaway, but I'm not going to do so. There are only 4 points available for the mountain classification in this one, and even though his lead in this classification is only of 2 points over Tom Skujins, I won't try to protect that even if the Latvian rider goes in the breakaway. So in today's stage we have 8 men in the front of the race, although they now split into 2 groups. We have Thomas de Gendt, Julien Simon and Anthony Roux a bit further back. Then Roger Kluge, Joey Roscoff, Marco Haller, Nathanael Berani and Niki Terpstra are in the front of the race. They are 2 kilometers away from the top of the Col de Ferrières. Nathanael Berani is the one pacing in the front, but apparently, Niki Terpstra is launching the attack. He's trying to go for the KOM point. It's only one available in this climb here. Is he going to take it? No, it's going to be Marco Haller. So the 3 riders that were initially part of the breakaway of the day and got dropped, they were eventually caught by the peloton. And right now, the 5 men in the front are 2.5 kilometers away from the top of the second climb of the day. It's a category 3, so it will give 2 points to the first one at the top of that climb. This group had, at a certain point, over 5 minutes over the peloton. Their lead now dropped a bit. We had a fall. Wout van Aert, Luis Leon Sanchez and Alexis Vuillermoz fell back in the peloton. Let's see what happens now for the KOM. Nathanael Berani is attacking. Is followed by Marco Haller. Who is going to take the points here? Haller took the point in the first climb of the day, and he takes again 2 points in this one. And I think Nathanael Berani still managed to get 1 point here. So the breakaway riders are now 3 kilometers away from the top of the Côte de Nain-sous-Santan. It's another category 4 climb, so only 1 point available in this one. Marco Haller is probably going to be the one taking the point. He's been really strong in today's stage. 1.5 kilometers to go now, but he's dropping in the group. So that might not be a smart decision. No one is attacking yet. Terpstra is now launching the attack. Who is going to take the point here? And it's actually Marco Haller again. Really well done. Marco Haller took all 4 points he could get in today's stage. So there was an important fall now. Bauke Mollema fell. I think he's going to abandon the race. Also Dan Martin and I think Vincenzo Nibali as well fell here. Did I see? Yeah, Vincenzo Nibali was here. One of the Yates as well. It's Simon Yates, the 6th in the GC. So Bauke Mollema withdrawing from the race. He was 5th in the GC, so a massive blow for Trek Segafredo. So now with a little less than 70 kilometers to go in the stage and with 33 kilometers to the intermediate sprint, I'm putting Kasper Asgreen and Yves Lampaert relaying at the front of the peloton. I would really like to catch the breakaway riders before getting to the intermediate sprint so that I can challenge with Elia Viviani for the 20 points available there instead of only 10. So we're approaching the intermediate sprint. I was pacing really hard with Lampaert and Asgreen. They were the main riders working at the front of the peloton. I managed to decrease the gap to the breakaway riders to a little over a minute, but it's not going to be possible to get to the intermediate sprint before them. So let's try to fight for the other 10 points we will have available. I'm now going with Richese and then Morkau and Viviani. So let's see what we can do. Let's go with Morkau now. And now let's launch Elia Viviani to the sprint, and he's going to take the points here. Well done. Elia Viviani takes 10 more points in this one. And so with 17 kilometers to go, we are about to catch the breakaway riders. So it's definitely going to be a mass sprint finish for the win today. And we have our own train, our own sprint train. Bora Hansgrohe is also pulling at the front of the peloton with their sprint train. And so I'm now pacing with Julien Alaphilippe at the front of the peloton. I'm going to increase the pace a bit with him. We also have Laurens de Plus and Tony Martin at the front, pacing in a parallel train. Let's now give the energy gel to Richese, increase the pace a bit with Alaphilippe, energy gel for Morkau. Let's increase it a bit more with Julien Alaphilippe, energy gel for Viviani. Let's see, 4.2 kilometers to go. Let's go all out with Alaphilippe. Let's try to do the best we can for Elia Viviani. Now launching Richese. 2 kilometers to go. Let's start sprinting with Richese. Let's go with Morkau now. And let's launch Elia Viviani now. Let's try to take the win today. Come on, Elia. Do it. And yes, Elia Viviani finally takes the stage win for Deceuninck Quick-Step. A perfect sprint train. I finally managed it. Wow, that was a tough one. So here is the replay of the final sprint. At this point, Elia Viviani was already going for the win. He was perfectly launched by Michael Morkau and managed to take the win finally for the Deceuninck Quick-Step. Elia Viviani finally brings a win to the Deceuninck Quick-Step after finishing in the podium 4 times before, 2 with Viviani and 2 with Alaphilippe. In stage 7, we finally get the desired win. Well, there were significant changes in the GC because Bauke Mollema, who was 5th in the GC, was forced to abandon after a fall. So actually, Enric Mas is now in the top 10 after the withdrawal of Bauke Mollema. Julien Alaphilippe is still leading the mountain classification. Peter Sagan still leads the points classification, but now only 1 point ahead of Elia Viviani. The best young rider is still Egan Bernal, ahead of Enric Mas. And Team Ineos is still the best in the team classification. So I finally managed to perfectly time the sprint of Elia Viviani. He finally gets the win ahead of Michael Matthews and Sonny Colbrelli. Peter Sagan was only 7th in this one and Dylan Groenewegen 6th. Again, Caleb Ewan was only 16th. He's been really poor in the sprints in this Tour de France. The only other significant thing to take place Today was the withdrawal of Bauke Mollema. I kind of feel sad because I got a bit attached to him during my Giro d'Italia series. But, well, tough luck for him. He was fifth in the GC. And with that, in the GC now, Enric Mas went up one place. He is now 10th. Also important that Elia Viviani really closed the gap to Peter Sagan in the points classification. He is now only 1 point behind. So the next stage is again going to be a really long stage, over 200 kilometers. There are 5 Category 2 climbs in the stage and another 2 Category 3 climbs. So in total, there are 29 points available. Of course, Alaphilippe is probably going on the breakaway in this stage. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stage. It was finally a good result for my team. I finally managed to take a stage win. So if you have enjoyed it, please click the like button. Also, please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of today's stage. And if you haven't done so yet, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. Your support means a lot to me, and I hope to see you all next time for Stage 8 of the Tour de France 2019 in Pro Cycling Manager. Bye!